let's start with the analysis tool itself that I'm going to use throughout. And what I suggest for this tool, what I tend to do is print it out and get a big pen and write all over it. But this is a diagram I'm going to use. I'm going to quickly explain it. Disposition on the left-hand side, and we've got situational analysis on the right-hand side. And the dispositional aspects, you, who you are, and the situational aspects all coming together at the same time, and something will happen in a given situation. We're applying this to employment. So this is on the left-hand side, you going into a particular role in employment, and there will be some sort of action, reaction, hopefully positive, joyous, and something you enjoy, but that's the analysis that we're going to do. Also, you will see for both disposition and situation, at the top it says static, and also at the bottom it says dynamic and dynamic. I'm going to explain more about what they are as we go through, but by way of analysis, what I'm saying is that static things are consistent things about you that we all change to some extent, but there's 6 pretty consistent things you could say about you. And what the simple example I use often for myself is that I do like a plan. On the situational analysis side, the static as well is things which are consistent about any situation. So it's things that are consistent about a particular sort of employment. Now, I'll refer to project management again, because that's an example I'm going to use throughout. As an example that hopefully we can all have some sort of concept of project management. So an example there would be that you do need some knowledge of project management technique if you wanted a project management role, as a straightforward example. We're then going to go to look at the dynamics on each side, which I think for me gets more interesting. And one of the reasons I use this model is I think that is the dynamic aspects that are crucial in any employment role and crucial in any individual, and they're quite often missed if we only do a listing skills type analysis of a job role, which is the more common thing. So dynamic things are things which have a sense of momentum, and you don't necessarily, or you probably don't really have a sense of control over them. Now, as a simple example for me, I said that planning, having a plan is a static. I like a plan. That's consistent about me, and it is a static situation ongoing. Then a plan will become dynamic in me. It'll drive me, and I'll need to get a plan to have some control over the chaotic situation. So it becomes dynamic in me. Situations which, in terms of dynamics, I've given examples previously. For example, a conference presentation example, an audience is dynamic. We're never quite sure what's going to happen. It has a momentum of its own. We can attempt to control it by our actions, but an audience in a conference presentation, for example, is a dynamic thing. So that's quickly some aspects of the diagram I'm going to use throughout. Now, what I'm going to lead to is this rather complicated diagram. So don't worry about it yet, because that's the end of the session and that's where we're headed.